That is the first time I've touched the ocean in a few years, and I figured I'd share it with you. Florence, Oregon, got over here today from mountains to ocean, and it is so much cooler here. It feels so much better here. Again, there's a little bit of wind. Hopefully it's not too bad, but it's good to touch the ocean again. But it's not all play. I gotta meet up with Bob at Next Exit. We're meeting up tomorrow, and we've got the project. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. It's a big project though, something that I've said that I wasn't gonna do for a long time, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. We are switching the coach over to lithium batteries, and we're going to show you exactly what it takes to do that, and hopefully with Bob's help, maybe we can get it all set up. I think I have everything. We're going to show you what it takes. For now, I'm just going to enjoy the ocean, because tomorrow I have to work. All right? All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Beautiful. South Jetty, Florence, Oregon. And I'm gonna get wet. I'm gonna get wet. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't get wet. There we go. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. Glad to have you guys here. It's been a busy week, and it started off so peaceful. I did get to touch the ocean. It's probably been about three years, I think, since I've actually been to the ocean. So it was good to get there. That was the project. Bob and I tackled that project, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but look at that, guys. I just have to give some appreciation. Took us a couple days, and I'm still tinkering with it. I'm still getting some wire loom on it and kind of cleaning it up and making it look good. But wow, I'll tell you what, I'm going to talk about that. I know that I said I wouldn't do lithium, and I that changed a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit. But before we do that, let's go to first in the house. Wow, you guys have been talking for a while. There we go. Cowboy Biker Adventures, glad to have you here. Dawn, that is Dawn out there. You're up in Washington, I believe. Let's see, Cosmic Mermaid and Starman, glad to have you here. Mr. Jim Bertrand, glad to have you here. Let's see, we'll scroll on down the way here. RV Living Life, Mr. Gary, gonna talk about you a little bit tonight, so hang on. Yep, we're talking about Gary. HC Carefree Highway, Miss Laura WG Arts, glad to have you here. Let's scroll down. And I have production crew here today. Would you like to see who the production crew is here? Let's see if we can just get you turned around. There is Mr. Bob. This is my mic. It is happy hour, right? Oh my gosh. All right, let's see if we can get you set back down there. And Bob, you were adjusting my light a little bit. How do you guys like the light? I am borrowing Mr. Bob's light, and I am really liking this. So we may end up. I've already got it in my Amazon. So see if we can't get a little bit better light for these lives. Yes, I don't. Yeah, I almost need the sunglasses back again. I've got the hat. Can I? There we go. And it still has rodeo dust on it. Don't wonder why I don't clean the hat. You don't clean a rodeo hat. This is just the way they're supposed to look. My gosh. Let's scroll through. You guys have been talking. HC Carefree Highway. Miss Jennifer LaFord, glad to have you here. Oh my gosh. Miss Pearl, of course, is in the house. She's right over here. Life with Lenny is in the house. Glad to have you here. Traveling Merton and Sue, glad to have you here. Let's see, go right on down. Bead Trapper, that is an organator right there. I believe Bead Trapper is an organative. Seems like everywhere I go, Bead Trapper has been there. He knows it, and so there's somebody that knows Oregon at the very least. But what's that? Bead Trapper is a she. Okay, we've never met, so I would love to. I don't think we've met anyway. If I have, correct me on that. But no, glad to have you here. Mr. Ralph Happenberg, glad to have you here. Coming in late as usual. No, I'm usually late. I'm the one that's usually late. So you are right on time. And we just got started. Oh, what a week. I want to tell you, trying to anticipate what it takes to go over to lithium batteries. W.S. Griffey is in the house. Glad to have you here. Trying to anticipate every move without actually knowing exactly what you're doing or how it's going to work. And I did the best I could to have everything that we needed to make this transition happen. I just want to give a thanks to Bob at Next Exit and Dr. Prepare Batteries, drprepare.com, for ponying up some batteries to make this happen. So this is this has been a fantastic experience. Bob and I have actually had a lot of fun. And our first day, it took us 2 days, and our first day was engineering it all and figuring where everything was going to go. and look at that, guys. It's almost like it belongs there. Wouldn't you say? So I think we did it right, and we did film everything. We got it. We did a lot of filming. If you follow the Instagram account out there, I threw up a post the other day. We were kind of in the middle of it, and that's exactly what it looked like when we took our lunch break. And we did get it all on film, and we're looking forward to editing and putting that video out. So, Crafty Travelers is here. Glad to have you there. I have to say, you can't just switch over to lithium. You can't just say, you know what, I think I'm just going to buy some lithium batteries and switch over. I mean, you can, but I don't think it really works that way. And there's a lot that goes into it. So
hey, Dave. Dave,
yeah.
Can you tell them what this is here?
Can that is a fuse.
Oh,
that is the fuse. We have had some exciting times here. Bob has tried to weld with the batteries, and I have.
This used to be
that
That's
used to be. I think our old one is right there.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, if you'd like to see what kind of fuse not to use, it's that one right there. And we don't know everything. and we learned very quickly this is the wrong, even though it's a 400 amp fuse. I've got video coming up a little bit later and you're going to see what happens when you push that fuse. So
Actually, pushed a couple of things, huh?
well, we sure did.
Yeah,
we overloaded. But all considering, we went through this whole install, and despite a little bit of welding, nobody no, nobody actually got injured, and it is working perfectly, guys. This has been done for a few days now. And I've tried the system. I pushed it for 24 hours, and we even pushed the limits of what you could do with that. And I only have part one of the video, so you're gonna have to come back and watch the video when we post it to see what happened on that. I'm not gonna give it away, but it has been fascinating. RV Rant is in the house. Can I just thank them? They actually came by. That is Mr. Greg and Miss Frankie, and look at that. I told them, they gave me this cup. Let's see if I can get that. Lake Tahoe, right there. Met up with them in Lake Tahoe, and they one day I came out and they set a coffee cup out on the table. And so when they came by and said hi the other day, it took me a minute to put it all together. And it's like, I have your coffee cup and I still use it. So glad that you guys are here. Traveling Merton Stew, glad to have you here. Crafty Traveler, glad to have you here. Yeah, Crafty Traveler's been here for a little bit, and I think I missed a comment. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and see. But guys, I have to say, so far, everything that it looks like Bob and I have created with the batteries has been working fabulously. I can't wait to get out and actually try them and boondock with them. And my soonest is going to be about a week from now, so I'm going to have to wait for a little while longer before I leave here. I'm going to try to get in some of the coast and see if I can't do a little bit of filming and get other things that I can do here. Hopefully, let's see here. And hopefully take a little R&R and touch the ocean. Now, have you guys been down to the ocean yet?
Not here. We've been all up down the coast. Not in South
Oh yeah. You've been on the coast for most of the summer, haven't you? Yeah, good.
Almost 3 months.
Nice. Do you have a favorite place so far? Whalers Rest. Yeah, it is beautiful. If you watch the intro tonight, the ocean scenes there with Chance and Lily and the ocean. Lily was my ex-fiance's dog. Those two were inseparable while we were together. They were white labs, and they just absolutely loved each other, to the point where when we decided it wasn't going to work out, I seriously considered leaving Chance with, yeah, because those two were, if you could ever see dogs in love, those two were it. And when I started traveling and got out onto the road, Chance was depressed for a couple months. Yeah, and I couldn't mention Lily's name around him because it would immediately trigger him. And that dog knew. Yeah. So, God, I miss that dog. Yeah, and they both were. But yeah, that is the other white lab that is in that very first intro that I had when I first started doing the channel. So, and the sunset was Whalers Rest. So yeah, all of that ocean. Yep, the dogs running in the water and the ocean scenes, and over that was Whalers Rest. So love that park. So I'm right with you. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. No, RV Rant says install looks professional. Thank you. Yeah, you actually got to see it up close and personal. Yeah.
Some good tips too.
Yeah, and uh straightened us out on our fuse dilemma.
Yeah.
After we blew our fuse, and both Bob and I are kind of scratching our head going, well, I guess that wasn't heavy enough. Uh said, Greg came by and said, yeah, that's probably not the right fuse that you should be using, and we weren't. Yeah, this 400 amp fuse, look at that. There it is right there. You can see it right there. Fried. Instantly fried. But also drop, I just love the full-time RV community in general. You got some battery cable, we got some, we made cables up for Bob and put them on. And where did we get the cable install information or how to make cables? Gary, I want to thank you because you came up in as a topic of conversation several times. Gary at RV Living Life, he had a video and he passed it on to me. We were talking via phone, and up until that point, I hadn't considered making my own cables because everywhere you turned and everywhere you looked, they said, don't try it. The cables are too big. It's nothing that you wanna do. Guys, if you want to make cables, I have to tell you, Gary did a great job. And watching Gary do it, I knew with the right equipment and the right stuff, we could make those cables happen. And we are some cable making fools.
They look great.
And they do. That's the cables right there. That's the cables. Why did we make our own? Because those bad boys are expensive. I'm here to tell you, I got a quote on 8 cables, and I know we made, well, I think there's at least 10 back here that we ended up making. And yeah, they wanted $400 to make those cables up. There's nothing cheap about making those cables. I was able to buy the wire that we needed and the fittings, and I think even though I had to buy the right tool, thanks to Gary showing us what tool we needed, you need a hydraulic crimp. I think we're still right around the 250, 275 mark. So, Mr. Gary, you don't know it, but you actually helped us out. So, yep, absolutely. Let's see here. The big topic is fuel. Everybody's talking about fuel. Regular gas, 332 and 434 for diesel. Are you kidding me? I'm going to Texas. Wow. Is that right? Somebody 399. Cowboy Biker Adventures says he got gas at Love's in Washington, but wow, I am really glad to see that coming down. So Mr. Gary says, Dave, glad I could help. Check out his video if you're thinking about making battery cables. And I wasn't until he passed that on to me. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, Miss Jennifer LaFord is selling. If you need cables, check with Dave. He'll I do have the equipment, but I also know Gary has the equipment. So we can, if you need cables, you can. Gary's the man. Yeah, we're talking 4/0. This is big wire. Yeah, it's bigger than my thumb. Bigger than my thumb. Well, maybe. It's big. Look at that. Yeah, no, I don't know if you can get a size reference on those. Those cables are big. But very doable, and thank you. You don't even know, Gary. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Let's see. All you need is a wine-colored hat, a wine-colored shirt, and a glass of wine. Is that the trick? Is that the secret? And then cable making is easy.
Gary didn't drink glasses of wine. I thought he was bottled.
I thought you were a bottle drinker there, Gary. Yeah, I you know, I think you're giving yourself credit by saying you drink it out of a glass, but I haven't seen that yet. So no, absolutely. I will work on a wine colored shirt, a wine colored hat, but let's see. Let's see. I missed that.
Cowboy Biker says Gary does not know how to spell color.
Oh, there you go. Is that true, Gary? I don't. Oh, they do. I think they do. O-U-R. Yeah. Yeah. O-U-R. Oh, my brother and Sherry are in the house. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. We're going to have him on one of these days. I've already talked to him, and he's going to come on. We're going to talk tires because we got into a discussion on the live, and we got into tires, and there's a wealth of information that could be handed out there. So one of these days, we're going to get Dale on here, and we're going to talk about tires because he's been doing it for like 700 years. That's how long it takes him to retire. 700 years. That's how long he's been working tires. So, yeah, we're gonna get you on, bro. We're gonna talk tires. But I'm glad to have you here. Oh my gosh. Oh, RV Living Life. He says we don't know how to use And I think he was talking about something he had to cut out of his video. I remember that comment. I think it was a comment over at Tom and Lori's video. But I can appreciate that, but you didn't cut out the A. What is up with the A?
Cold there today, eh?
No, just playing with you, Gary. And I love our Canadian friends. So we got Jim Bertrand, and we've got at least Gary out there. And yeah, no, we can't. I can't say too. I actually kind of like it. I like it's kind of humor. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, how is everybody doing? Would you guys like another clip? We're just about to the let's throw up another clip. This was filming, and of course it hasn't been edited yet, so this is all raw footage, but let's go ahead and throw this up here. So Bob and I have been working on this for 2 days now. And how long does it take to switch over from lithium to lead acid?
I think you told me 1 day.
1 day? Well, 2 days it took. This has been a lot of work trying to get this in here. I don't know. I think Bob got before and after pictures. So we have
What
the
we
before.
started with, yeah.
Oh my gosh! It was a junk drawer for the coach, and these batteries could not fit in here any better. I mean, they are in here perfectly. So
How many batteries are in there?
we've got 400 amp hour Dr. Prepare LifePo batteries, and which Bob I think you've done the review on.
Yep, it should be up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to be covering them for the next coming year. And
What's your channel?
Yeah, at Our Endeavor. And come join us. I'll give updates on the batteries. This is going to be a game changer because I boondock at least a couple 100 days per year. I like my resorts, but I like my boondocking even more. And my biggest thing that I struggled with is having enough battery power to make that happen. So there's a little snippet. So that was for 2 days. That was our studio, and while we while we put it together, I will say this spot back here, I think I had an extra. There was just junk back there. In fact, Bob, did you get a shot of it before we did anything on that?
Yeah, there wasn't much in there except your old inverter. It's like magic.
Yeah,
It's like you ordered them.
yeah. It is. I couldn't have ordered. The size was just absolutely perfect. And I don't even know how we got that lucky on it, because honestly, I did not know what I was going to do if the batteries didn't fit back here. I was not sure where we were putting these batteries. So
Carry a welder right here.
yeah, and I think it was gonna require a welder if anything. So, but you mentioned on your video, and I'm not afraid to put it out there, I have loved my lead acid batteries all the way to the point that they are still back here in this bay right here. I still have my, and it is not ready for prime time. It is it is it is dirty. It is nasty in there. Give him a quick. Why would you do that to me, Bob? Oh my gosh! All right, look at this. Oh, look at that. That is the ugly battery bay. This is the pretty battery bay over on this.
Go to lithium. It's looking at anybody's lead acid battery.
Right. Yeah. I still have 6 golf cart batteries. They are still up. They are still functioning for me. And now I'm gonna there you go. Don't look at those. Look at these over here. All right.
Very good,
But get our mic out of the way there.
You've got almost as much batteries as Cowboy Biker.
If you add up all the amps, so I did retain my lead acid batteries, and because they're still working great. I love my lead acid batteries. I've had good luck with them. I've been doing good. It was the price, and it was mainly the price of switching over to lithium that was kind of the deterrent. But what has changed my mind over the last few, weeks or the last couple months actually, and I've been giving a lot of thought to switching over to the lithiums. Those 6 golf cart batteries that are behind me here that you can't see because I don't want you to see them anymore. Those have about 190 usable amp hours if I could even get that out of those. That's 6 golf cart batteries, and that's actually doing good in the lead acid battery department. That's actually fairly okay.
Yeah.
This over here, 4 lithiums, more than doubles that, 400 amp hours with 4 batteries. And guys, they wouldn't let me lift these batteries, but they really don't weigh anything. So I am still on restriction, and Miss Pearl actually, she wouldn't let me lift a battery. I tried. she would not let me lift the battery, but I did lift them anyway.
Behind my back.
Right behind your back. I'll get the beat down if I don't know. You don't cross Miss Pearl.
There's a couple of questions.
Okay.
Jim Bertrand says, "Are you running 2 independent systems now? How do you split the power feed?"
Good. Yeah. I am running 2 independent systems. So what I have basically switched over is I'm taking the lead acid batteries and I'm using those for all the 12-volt functions. And everything that is 110 powered, that includes TVs, microwaves, the residential fridge, that has been switched over to these over here. So I have 2 full systems, and I even use the 6-volt golf cart batteries to start the coach.
That was another question.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then RV Living Life says, are those 4 shout outs for solar?
Those 4 right there, those are actually the 2 coming down from the solar, and then 2 going out to the batteries, 1 to each bay. So one is feeding I have 2 systems up top. The larger system that you see right there, that is 1,000-watt system up on the a solar system that's up on the roof. Those are taking care of the lithiums right here. Now, what's going to be really interesting is this solar controller is a 50 amp controller. It has 40 watts, 400 watts up on the roof. That is controlling, actually powering the lead acids. But when the lead acids are full, it's switching over and giving power to the lithium. So I'm not losing any power if the lead acids get full.
With 2 separate charge profiles.
With 2 separate charge profiles. So this is a dual battery system charger, and I am going to make a separate video on that and try to explain it as best I can. It has been doing a phenomenal job at charging the service bay batteries, the start battery and the 12-volt system. As soon as it's full, it switches over to these, and it'll throw that solar at the lithiums.
It also has your DC to DC.
It also, yeah, and I didn't realize it until we were plugged in and we got this all hooked up. As we're plugged in right now, it is actually handling the charge of the lead acids and keeping those at 100%. So even though we're not running the coach, there's no solar up here, and really I've been buried in trees. It has been handling very nicely, taking the power from the shoreline and making sure that the coach batteries stay nice and full. So even though the inverter, the white inverter right here, is handling the charging of the lithiums. So it's
Jim Bertrand has a good question. Is the larger controller a 60A or a 100A dual controller?
Yeah, that is a
Never heard of
60
that.
amp. Yeah, that is the Rover 60 amp from Renogy. And I know everybody, this DC, this is actually a DC to DC controller, and that is a 40 amp, the smaller one. But that actually takes power. It separates my alternator so that my alternator doesn't touch the lithiums directly. And it also takes solar up off the roof, and it'll use that solar to basically charge the lead acid batteries first. As soon as those are full, then it goes over and switches over to the lithiums and gets those. It's a fascinating system. There are so many different ways to protect your alternator from the lithium. And this one I started checking out, and I thought, you know what, I really like this, and I think this is gonna work out well. It has actually worked out better than I even planned. So
I'm sure you want to know how big is your converter.
how big is the converter? The converter is, we went from a 2,000 watt modified sine to a 2800. So this is but it is new to me, but it is a used inverter. So I don't have a converter. The inverter actually charges the battery. So yeah, inverter. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Is the DC to DC from Renogy? It actually, yes, that is the 50 amp DC to DC charge controller, and I'm really looking forward to doing that video. So I mainly got it because I wanted some sort of separation between the alternator and my lithium batteries. I've got a 300 amp alternator in the coach. These diesel pushers, well, really any alternator anymore, they're all expensive. That one is particularly expensive. So I don't want to, I've already replaced it once. I don't want to replace it again. So protecting that alternator. So the most that this charge controller will take from the alternator to charge the lithiums or the lead acid from the alternator is 50 amps, and works good for me. And if both of them are charged, or both of them, it said it will split power, and it will give up to 25 amps to the lead acid, and it will give 25 amps to the lithium with their own charging profiles. So the lead acid gets its lead acid charging profile, and the lithiums get the lithium charge profile. So let's see here.
People are telling you to behave. I don't know if they're talking about lifting the batteries or
Lifting after his
Oh yeah,
Oh,
lifting
okay.
the batteries. Yeah, yeah.
I thought something was going on I didn't know about.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Miss Pearl can attest. I've been good. I've been good for what she's seen.
It's been pretty good.
For what she's seen. You have to do it behind her back.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't know. I'm actually healing up just fine. I'm doing good, but yes, I think I am on restriction for another week or so.
Can you feel it that you've been working?
No, I've had no problems with everything that we've done over the last several days. I haven't had any issues at all.
Because we've had to take things out of your hand and make
You have, and I thank you for that. But
your induction cooktop, now that's working good with your setup now?
It is. So one of the reasons for the switchover from the modified sign is, if you watched before and you've been paying, watching the channel, I switched over my cooktops. Now I have a dual propane cooktop and an induction cooktop. That modified sign would not run the induction cooktop. It is now fully operational. So I am happy to say, and the new cooktop, the microwave is quiet. That is something I heard on your videos before when you switched over.
Amazing,
yeah, that to hear that buzz from that microwave, it did work on modified sign, but they call it dirty power. It really isn't. It can't be good for your appliances, but hearing the difference and actually being able to hear it.
Real for me. I didn't pay any attention to it. It ran, so I was happy.
Right. Yeah.
Jim Bertram asked, have you run your induction cooktop with your lithium?
We did, and I'm gonna so I'm gonna bring up a video. We ran the induction, the microwave, and the coffee pot all at the same time.
We just kept turning it on.
We just kept turning it on. This might be a good segue into that. Let's go ahead and give you another video here, and this will be, this is raw footage where at some point it'll be edited and put into the video coming up. But not bad. Let's go ahead and say here.
251.
Wow.
54. Now we're back down to 216.
Nice. Now I don't know if I dare run the coffee maker, but I really want a coffee. So let's.
Okay, get ready. Call the numbers out a little bit louder.
I'm just gonna go ahead and push it just a little bit here. Let's see if we can't get a cup of coffee going here.
We're 216.
Okay. We ought to jump up 50 or 80.
Now this is really pushing it.
Tell us when you started.
It started.
216.
Nothing going up.
All right. Well, this is the coffee. The Keurig's going to start running it. So.
314.
Oh, that's pushing it. That's pushing it.
What does it say?
Oh, that was as much as we could do at one time. Okay, you come. got it here. That was as much as we could push on that. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can. There we go. This I think we got up to 316 amps.
That's the biggest number I heard.
Yeah, that was and yeah, we had finally pushed the limits.
So we didn't blow a fuse.
Hey, well, you can't give it away. Yeah, no giving it away, Bob. But we had the microwave going. We had the induction cooktop going. I know I had that at medium high, and then I did what Dave always does. He needs a cup of coffee in the in the middle of all that. I needed a cup of coffee, and yeah, that might have.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, it might have pushed it a little bit much.
Our Living Life says solar Thanksgiving looks possible this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought about that. Now it's almost cheating now because now we're talking 1,400 watts up on the roof, but it's still solar. Yeah, but I may, before I was using, and I want to use the pellet grill, the Davy Crockett pellet grill. For my turkey, that is just, yeah, and but I may have to push it. We may have to do rolls and a pie or something, yeah, and make that happen. So
asked you last comment, 316 amps at 12 volts, is that right?
Yeah, and Jim Bertrand said, and the 400 amp fuse popped. Yeah. 316 amps at 12 volts. Yep, that is absolutely right. Yeah. So, and that is as much as I've ever pushed that. So, all going at the same time.
It was a good test.
It was a very good test. Very good test. And we'll be kicking that video out, and you'll get to see.
Now, my video is coming out probably next Sunday.
Okay.
So if you want to be, because that's in my video.
Right. So I
I
better get it edited and out before next Sunday. Otherwise, they're gonna find out what happened. Okay, all right, yeah. Oh, yeah, because we've exchanged video, guys. You're not gonna miss it. Either way, you're not gonna miss it. So, yeah, there he is. Don says 3,792 watts. Yeah, and it's something tells me it may have been a little bit more than that.
Like,
Yeah.
That's everything you'd want to have on.
And it is. I know there is a surge. I don't know exactly what the surge power is. Yeah, for the inverter. But that's pushing it. That's pushing it.
It's just a girl question.
Okay, right.
Do you have a surge protector?
I do have a surge protector, and in fact, I just replaced that here a couple weeks ago, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit because I want to get some video on that and do that one as well. But you shouldn't be out without a surge protector. Surge protectors are one that just kind of they protect the whole coach. Yeah, it really is. It really is. So. Standing Mannequin is here. Glad may void the warranty.
Those batteries are 100 amps a piece.
The batteries are rated at 100 amps a piece to put out for power wise. So we could technically, if we had enough inverter, if we had big enough wires, we could kick out 4,000 watts.
You could kick out almost 6,000 watts.
Oh, is it 6,000?
Your one that's got the markings on it.
Okay.
I think it's 180.
Oh, okay.
160 or 80.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So
and I talked to a manufacturer, and they said that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be close to 6,000 watts.
You may not get 3,000 cycles, but that's
I
okay.
we may be pushing the fuse again if we try to get 400 amps.
I think it's 160 amps is what I got that one for. It shut off from low voltage.
And you pushed one of these batteries, and you pushed it hard.
160. Yeah.
160 amps is what you got on there. Are they still going to honor the warranty if I?
They said that's okay. I wrote them.
Okay. Okay. All right. The good question. Thanks for that. Let's see here. Oh, that's Gary put my watchdog. Power watchdog has protected me from high voltage a few times lately. Gary, that is the one that I switched over to. In fact, Bob, you were just asking about that today.
That's the best one, I think.
Yeah. So a little confession. I don't know if it was something with the solar system or something with the park, but I was at the ranch while I was doing the 1,000-watt system up on the roof for solar. Somehow, somewhere in between that time when I was there, I discovered that I had blown my surge protector. And I don't know if it was something I did or if it was actually at the park, but I think because I was working with the electric and all that, I may have done something. I'm just saying. Now, normally when those surge protectors go, you're done. You've got to get a new one. Now, I did get a watchdog, and my original surge protector is guaranteed for life, but I'd have to send it back to them, and they fix it and they send it back. So there is a lifetime warranty on that. I guess with the watchdog, it just gave me a Bluetooth. It gives me the ability to see the power going in and out, both legs. And if you blow it, you can replace the module in it, from what I'm understanding. Yourself.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that is something that I don't.
Is it bolted down, or is it just plugged in?
Right now, it's bolted down. Yeah, mine is hardwired in, but I broke the rules.
Check it out.
And it's not higher. It wasn't meant to be hardwired in. It was supposed to be a pedestal mounted. I ordered the wrong one, but it was 102 degrees that day, and I wanted my power, so I pulled it apart and hardwired it in. Which may or may not void the warranty. I don't know.
Everybody needs a Dave in their toolbox.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a video on that one. But yeah, that's I actually yeah, what I've had some bad power at campgrounds lately. Had to limit shore power to 20 amps and let the battery's inverter make up the difference. Now, yeah, you got a good system, absolutely. And that topic has come up. Does the inverter power share with the rest of the system? And Gary's does. I know the Invictron does. The hybrids from Magnum do. And the interesting thing is that depending on how your coach is wired up, and this one is, my Magnum will take over and power up to the 2,800 watts, separate from the shoreline power coming in, if I'm running off of the inverter lines. So if I'm running the microwave, if I'm running my coffee maker, my cooktop, and I need that extra power for that, it will allow me to do that. Mine should do it too. Yeah, yours will do it too. Yeah. So, and if
ask Gary that.
Yeah. Ask
what
Gary.
He told me, will it add? Is it like a hybrid? It'll add and make a.
Yeah, I'm almost sure the Invictron will. But as far as the Magnum, and I know it is on mine because I've actually seen a 30 amp pedestal on my power management system, shows 45 amps being used, even though I'm only drawing 30 amps off the power pedestal. And knock on wood, to this day, I've never blown a breaker on a power pedestal. You've blown, well, maybe yours doesn't do it then.
Well, that was our old one.
Oh, that was your. There you go. There you go. There you go. So good question. Yeah, that is. I see people all the time at RV parks without surge protection. So said that. Well, some are hardwired in, some are plug
They're
into the
hidden, so it
pedestal.
looks like they don't have any protection.
Yeah, they look like they don't have any if you're just staring at the outside of the coach, because they're just plugged into the pedestal. So I'm not a big fan of the ones that plug into the pedestal. I'm a big fan of using one or the other, absolutely. Some way, somehow, if you don't have surge protection, get it. Because RV park power is probably not one of the most reliable to trust. That being said, though, having a $300 surge protector hanging off of a power pedestal when you check out and you just drove away from that, and you're 200 miles away when you remember that you left it plugged in.
Checklist you go over every time.
You're supposed to have a checklist, right?
Dave, I can't believe you don't have a checklist.
I haven't done it. It hasn't been me. I have found many.
Oh, yeah.
I have found 3 in the last 5 years, and I know they're not cheap. So, you feel bad for whoever left that behind, because at some point they're going to remember they left it plugged into the pedestal. And
Bertrand has a good question. Is a surge protector just for shore power before transfer switch?
it is before the transfer switch. So it comes, my shore power comes in and definitely goes through the surge protector. Then it goes to the transfer switch and out to the rest of the coach. So absolutely. Yeah, Don says his inverter will assist at times.
Is that because he doesn't know how to make it assist? Or why is it sometimes? Why is Don assist sometimes?
Yeah, I don't know. Bob is asking, why is it sometimes? Is it not? Maybe it doesn't need it. I don't know. Depends on how much power you're using at the time. But Life with Lenny, throw that up there. I've had some bad power at campgrounds lately. Had to limit shore power to 20 amps and let the batteries and inverter make up the difference. And yeah, that is especially if you spot that there's a problem at a campground. Those ones I won't even plug into, just because it's not worth it. Especially if you're hearing about other RVers when when you first pull in, it's not a good sign when other RVers come running up to you and say, "Don't plug into the power." It's like, okay. At that point, we just started boondocking. We might take on water, but and maybe the sewer if they have it, but I won't plug into the power. It's not worth the risk. And I can run everything that I need to right off of the inverter. So that is absolutely, yeah, pay attention to that. If anybody gives you warnings, don't. Class A's can have not all Class A's have surge protectors built in, but if that's what you're talking about, Don. But yeah, not all. Yeah, most of them don't. It is an add-on item. So, oh yeah, Don. RV Gary he cut his main line, added male and female plugs so he could use pedestal, watchdog, and autoformer. I can unplug them and just reconnect at the main line anytime if needed. Yeah, that is actually going to be the premise of my video, because I did not want to plug in. I did not want to risk the chance of leaving it. And I already had a hardwired one in that I had to take out. So automatically you have a break in the line that you're going to have to hardwire in something. So rather than all of that, believe it or not, those watchdogs, you can pull them apart, and you can open up the back, and you can do direct connections to all of the terminals. Really pretty basic. And Gary, I would challenge you to just go ahead and do that, because you're already good enough with electricity that I don't even have a question that you would have no problem making that happen. And I would say absolutely make that happen.
Gary said he did a video on 2019, so I guess he's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think did you hardwire? There you go.
A fail safe.
Yeah.
That lighting
There you
works
go.
good.
Yeah, it
You gotta
does.
get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am borrowing Mr. Bob's lighting over here, and this is definitely going to be a new add-on. It's already in my Amazon cart for my next order. So yeah, Gary says he did a video on it in 2019, and Cowboy Biker Adventure says his surgeon protector was almost $450. They're not cheap. And I think that's why a lot of people go without them. But you know what else is not cheap? Replacing everything, all your 110 appliances inside the house. And I have heard it. I mean, it'll kill microwaves, it'll kill TVs, a power surge. Yeah, it does a number on all of your appliances throughout your house. So yeah, anytime that you start thinking a surge protector is just too expensive for you to pick up,
Get a good one.
yep, just get a good one, spend the money, and accept
Be
it.
safe.
Be safe. And I don't know, I had mine blow after 5 years on the road. The first time I've ever had a problem. Ironically, I was working up on the roof with solar and attaching that all in. I don't know if it had anything to do with the surge or not. Because I was connecting all of my batteries in, I was disconnecting my inverter and hooking in, and so I'm thinking I did something there. I'm thinking I did something there, but we are coming up right on the end of the line here, and let's see if we can. I've got one more video. Did I install a T fuse? We learned about T fuses, Jim. We we learned about T fuses. Yes. Hold on here. Let's see. I had to stream.
Yeah.
No, maybe. If it says overload, maybe we didn't do it. Maybe
It may have been the inverter.
low voltage or
yeah,
anything?
Yeah. Oh, that was pushing it. That's probably as hard as I've intentionally pushed it. Now
it says overload. I hope that means that Magnum or something shut it off.
Yeah, maybe the Magnum shut it off. It's hard to say.
You are a pain in the butt.
Okay, we're gonna find out what tripped. That was a good test.
There you go. I am not gonna give it away. I'm not gonna give it away. But I tell you what, we're at the top of the hour. We got to wrap this one up. God, it goes by so fast. I really appreciate everybody out there. I am so looking forward to getting out and using this system and getting and sharing with you, because I know there's some things that there's some info there that people can use. Man,
Well, I think it can fit into, if you're a good boondocker,
yep.
it's worth it. You can make it fit in your budget.
Yep, absolutely. And maybe you need to make it work, because to double my power would have meant 6 more golf cart batteries. I don't even know where I would have put all those golf cart batteries. That I would have had to see exactly. It wasn't feasible. So that's the reason I switched. And the price is coming down. So these batteries, thanks to Dr. Prepare, were donated from Dr. Prepare for the video, and I appreciate the opportunity from Bob to do this. Thanks to Dr. Prepare for the batteries, and we will be watching these over the next coming years, and I'll be giving long-term reviews on these, making sure that you hear how these work. But so far, I can tell you guys, there's been some bad video out there. But these are not the batteries. So I think Bob's going to show us here.
Several people have sent some emails and stuff. There's a lot of Will Prowse and stuff have done videos. And last year, these were not that good. They had a lot of things wrong inside. If you see one of those videos, if on this side right here, where it's red, all the bad videos you see, that's all black. And Will kind of reamed them out. they listened to Will, and I think they made those corrections. Now they put out a new upgraded with this red. This is the one Dave's got.
Yeah.
And this is a butt kicker of a battery, I think.
Yep.
When we put our video out next weekend, we
You
we
put it,
hit them hard every way we could, and it passed in flying colors on
right.
every single test.
Yeah.
That'll
So
be a fun video. You'll like it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I trust it, and I'm going to keep you guys informed on what I see, and how they work out there. But you know, I am really looking forward to doing some boondocking with these. Thank you so much for coming. Next Exit, go check out their channel. Keep an eye out. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe over there. If you're not subscribed here, subscribe here. Well, I love having you guys. We do this every week. We've done it for a couple years now, and I enjoy the lives. I enjoy each and every one of you guys. So I'm going to give Mr. Jim Bertrand the last word of the night. Let me throw that on up there. Have a restful and safe weekend, everybody. Everybody take care. We will see you next week after a little bit of boondocking, and I'll be able to update you on this just a little bit. Thanks so much, you guys. Live life full time. We'll see you next week. Take care, guys. Or the next video. Whichever one I get it.
Comes first.
Yeah, exactly. Take care, everybody.